In fact, today in session 3, what we are going to do is how can organizations be competitive? How can we be competitive? If you recall in the first session, I talked about Adam's theory, where we said that employees will be motivated only when they see that their input is equal to output. Then, when I said, how do they know that their input is equal to output? They compare either internally with other people in the organization, or they compare with what are other people in the same jobs getting salaries in other organizations which are similar to their organization. So, they compare themselves internally, they compare themselves externally also. So, here, when we talk about internally in our last session, we were talking about how do we establish internal equity. So today in this session, what we will be doing at a later point of time is how do we become competitive? How do we look at the market? How do we collect data from the market? How do we analyze? Then how do we interpret? And how do we position ourselves and then design our own pay structures or make market corrections based on a compensation philosophy or pay philosophy, etc. But before that, we had actually done, some amount of job evaluation techniques like ranking method, paired comparison. Then we did job grading, but then we could not complete the point plan method, which is completely objective, right? So, just to give a little recap of the entire 2 sessions, what we did, we said compensation is impacted typically by both external factors and internal factors. And when I said impacted, in the sense how we define compensation, etc. So we talked about government regulations. Some we must comply, some we should take into consideration. And whenever we design our salary structures, thus globally, that's the first thing we need to look at. What are those compliances with respect to wages or social security or income tax? But why should we also take into consideration income tax if, like in Dubai, there is no income tax? It is very critical because the amount of net pay is dependent on all those taxes. So, how can you actually ensure that taking into consideration if there are any tax exemptions, especially in India? You have a lot of tax exemptions. So, in your compensation structuring, have you taken into consideration those tax exemption elements like for HRA, for conveyance, all this? Today we have standard deductions, etc. So that you can increase the net income or net salary. Okay, and then we also looked at how society is changing, how we are having elderly workforce, we can use them because they also wanting to work for few more years. Then we also said the labor market, the demand and supply of the labor market, which can impact the compensation. Then also the economic conditions, recessions, inflations, etc. Okay, having said that, then how do we establish internal equity? We said we need to look at what establishing the value or the worth of the job. Only when we know the value or the worth of the job, then I can say I need to pay this much amount. So, how do we establish the worth of the job? By using a technique called job evaluation. Now, job evaluation, I could be just doing a qualitative method or a quantitative method. Okay. So when we do qualitative method, it's just like, ranking, right? Okay. Grading, that is, jobs are graded into similar worth or similar value jobs, irrespective of different functions, different families, so that then I can pay them equally. Then we began to look at this point plan method, which is an objective method. Can anybody remember a couple of things when we looked at point plan process? Just it will give me some kind of consolation that hey, yes, my participants remember what we discussed about. Yeah, little anybody. What is the process first of all when we are doing a point plan? What do we look at first of all?
You look at the compensable factors.
Yeah. So we said, hey, just like job grading, we have to select and define compensable factors, factors for which we pay. In my last session, I explained to you what are compensable factors. A factor which does not differentiate between jobs, it requires the same. It cannot be a compensable factor. Agreed? Okay. So as the job progresses, the complexity, the requirement for education, the requirement for experience, the requirement, higher the job, higher responsibilities, right? So therefore, what happens? You need to really identify and define multiple factors. Now, these compensable factors, you can't say you are defining them for every job. It could be for the entire organization, or if your organization is really very, very diverse, then you could be identifying it into 2 or 3 businesses. It could be for your ITES, it could be for your IT, etc. Now, once you do that, can I just go to we'll just work on this, okay? Last we we actually okay. Do you want me to make it a little more bigger or you can see, guys? You can see?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can see now.
So, step one, you identify compensable factors. For example, I this is a previously worked example where this organization is into a kind of an IT organization, little bit of a I would say into say like Google making maps, okay, digitized maps. Huh? So I have identified step one compensable factors, know-how. Under know-how, you could have education, right? You could have typically a technical education, or you can also have a managerial experience, etc. Work experience, span of control, and creativity. Second, then I said when the similarity of job grading and point plan ends there. The step two is you need to then look at degrees, or you could call them levels. For example, a lower job, a know-how required, the level will be much, much lower. But for a higher job, the level or the differentiation required will be much, much higher. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about levels. But typically, when you go to any textbook of point plan, it is called degrees of differentiation. Okay, so that you say, hey, this is degrees of, and in fact, in my last session, I showed you when we are talking about knowledge or education, how different it is at a level 1 and how different it is at a level 5, or at a degree 1 at a degree 5. Now, how do you derive, or how do you look at? You typically look at the lowest job and the highest job and then decide on the number of degrees. Higher the complexity of the organization, probably your degrees will be higher. Lower the complexity, your degrees will be lower. Having said that, here I have given how many degrees? 4 degrees for all the compensable factors. But it is not necessary in an organization on the ground that all compensable factors should have the same degree. Are you with me? Here I have given same degree, I mean 4 degrees for all the compensable factors, but not necessary when you are actually working in your organization. Depending on the requirement, you can have, say for example, know-how. If you are having 4, I may only have creativity because my organization doesn't have much. I can have only 2 degrees or even 3 degrees. But here, for the sake of doing an exercise in breakout room, because you may have not done it earlier, we will only stick to this equal number of degrees of differentiation. Once you have done that, the step 3 will be weightage. That is, weightage is what? Simply said, what priority, how much of priority should I give to? A startup will have what? Typically, you will give more importance to work experience, etc. Maybe a mature organization, you will say, hey, no, I will take people from entry level, from campuses, huge numbers. For me, know-how will be a little more important, etc. Okay. So here I have given weightages like 25, 25, 20, 30, which will equal to 100. You may have 6 compensable factors. You should still have the weightage totaling or summing up to 100. Yes, just give me a thumbs up, guys. Next, how do we create that plan, pre-populated plan? How do we do that? I explained to you last time. Just multiply the weightages with the degrees. Simple. At a degree 1, you will have the summing up as 100. At a degree 2, you will have 200. At a degree 3, you will have degree 3, 300, and degree 4, 400. Now, for every degree, there is a degree difference description for that compensable factor. Isn't there? Like, say, for example, I've written know-how. At a degree 1, ITI. At a degree 2, engineer. At a degree 3, engineer plus certification. At a degree 4, PG. Here, you cannot afford to have like job grades overlapping because every level has certain points. Okay, then what happens then? Either you are actually undermining a role or you are doubly counting the points. So when we write these degree descriptions, you have to specially be very careful in ensuring that they're very specific to that degree. Got it? Having said that, now next thing, how do we then do the evaluation? Take the job description, study the job, etc., and then see what is the requirement of this compensable factor in the responsibility. Look at the job. So, therefore, a lot many times when you do job evaluation, you may have JD already, but because of this populated point plan and the degrees descriptors with respect to compensable factors, you will ensure that your questionnaire covers all the aspects of especially the compensable factors, because if they are not there and your description is very very, it's like at a surface level, it doesn't go deep down, then you will not be doing a very good job of job evaluation, and then outcome will be again inequity. You are not able to actually evaluate the job with respect to its what is the worth of the job. Okay, so these are few things we need to keep in mind. Once you have done that, then say, for example, typically, say, how do you then evaluate? You take the job description and you also look at the job and say, hey, know how. What is the degree required? Hmm? Say, for example, just an HR lead. So maybe the degree, an HR lead needs a post graduation, then I will circle wherever that is. Say how many points? I will give 100. But work experience is only 0 to 2. So I will only give 25 points. Okay. Then span of control is also again individual contributor. Then I'll give again 25 points. Then creativity is low medium. So I will give 60 points. So like job grading where you had to look at all the descriptors of that particular grade. And sometimes you felt, hey, it could be here also, there also. So you had that kind of a conflict. But here you have to be very, very specific. Hey, and circle what is that required by this job for that particular compensable factor. So you have to incorporate the points at their degrees required by the job and incorporate all the 4 and then total up the white black. Till here, it's very clear, guys. Just give me a thumbs up. Now we are coming to the next level of complexity in the point plan. Okay.
So
Now we are
I
coming
have a
to the,
question here.
yeah. This is, who is this?
It's Meritt.
Yeah, please.
So
Go
basically,
ahead.
you mentioned that when we do the point,
Can I
when we do
see
the
you here? But I will like to maintain eye contact, if
sure,
if
sure,
I
sure,
can.
sure,
Okay,
sure.
okay. Yeah. Hmm.
So basically, when we are doing this point process, right?
Hmm.
Point.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
told we cannot have any overlapping, right?
Hmm.
Ideally,
Hmm.
so in that case, it becomes very difficult if you're doing a core tech evaluation using this, because obviously when you do a core tech, right, when you're hiring software engineers specifically, or say even the technology side,
Hmm.
you always have an overlap in terms of the grading levels, right? Where say level 1 to level 2, there would be still some difference in terms of grading. Say we look at 0 to 2, but then again we look at maybe a 1 to 3 can also be level 2 also, considering if he has that experience, if we think there is potential, right? So let's
Hmm.
keep the potential side aside currently, and I'll only look at the experience side, right? But then in that sense, then how do you do the point blank if there is there is overlapping of
So,
experience from levels?
so you said when you're hiring, okay?
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
when we are doing a point plan, or when we are doing a job grading, or when we are doing ranking, we are not evaluating the person. We are evaluating the job, and we are only looking at people who have done very well in that job, and also we are looking at the job description. Okay, got it? That's the first rule, that when you're doing a job evaluation, you're not evaluating a person, because today Smaran can be working in that job, tomorrow another person can be working another job. So they are, and after 5 years there could be another person. But you are evaluating the job for the worth of the job. Now your question is, say for example, but now I am recruiting a person, Smaran. Okay. Now I'm assessing his competencies. Hey, he has even higher competencies. He has a little bit of a higher experience, but the job is this. Okay. So I'm now what is it? Interviewing, and I find him that he can do this also, this also. So what will I do at that point of time then? Uh, you are doing this. It's called a hybrid job. So he's very good. Maybe I can also use him for this. So I'm giving more responsibilities. So I'm taking two jobs. So I will say 60% of this, 40% of this. So in his pay, I'm adding more. Or maybe he has more tenure, more experience. When there is a salary range, I am pushing him further in that range, from my recruitment policy of recruiting a person. Only I'm coming to that compa ratio of 80 or compa ratio of 90. So I will say I'll bring it to 100 as well, 100 comp ratio. That means I'm increasing his base salary. Why I'm adding, I'm giving him more, higher in that range, because of his experience. You got it? I think it was Smaran or somebody. So
Yeah, I got it,
please,
got it.
please be assured that we are not looking at. So you have very talented people. I'm looking at, like for example, Hyder was asking, how do we look at hybrid roles, etc. In fact, he gave me a list of questions. I made almost like a book, but I didn't want to pass it on that one, saying that very interesting questions. Probably I will send it to you all. So there will be many things. But here, please get this straight, that it has to be a written document. I cannot say he will do this also, he will do this also. No, I'm evaluating for this job, which current job. So you can't even take an obsolete job description. What is the person doing at this point of time in that job? Now, if you're adding more responsibilities, obviously, then the worth or the value of the job will have to go up. That is where sometimes, in organizations which are dynamic and keep changing, you can't give them the same salary. So probably sometimes what happens, it's a industry which is too dynamic. Then you really don't do much of job evaluation. Then you totally go by market pricing, because it's all a question of supply demand of the talent. Okay, especially if you're in a very niche kind of a dynamic, because every time, because people are jumping, hopping, so you can't stick by. It has to be a little, but yet, to get a sense of internal equity, you do a basic job evaluation, so that then thereafter you keep giving market corrections. Okay. All right. Having said that, once you have done that, now you know that how I have arrived at these points, total points for these jobs. Huh? Okay. Say, for example, these are the positions I've just taken for the sake of making you understand. So I took them, computing, totaling the point values for all those four compensable factors. HR team lead 220, technical manager 365, 345. So higher the point value, higher is the job. So for example, in this uh, array of point plans for those positions, which do you think is the highest job? So obviously 380 total points. So technical chief is the highest job, followed by 360 and then 345, no, 365, 345, and so on. Okay. So now you have this. Now we are going to do what, if you recall, whenever you are doing a job evaluation, now you have only put the point values. You can put them into a hierarchy, find out from ascending to descending or descending to ascending order, and say, hey, this is the list of jobs, and I know which is the job which is of higher value, which is the job of lower value. But you have still got to do what? How will you assign a salary grade? Now, to do that, you need to get some kind of a benchmarking about salary. So, from where do you get that? From market. So, you have to now get market salary. How to collect, I will just tell you after this point plan is over. Okay. So you actually look at, pay scale. So you can buy data, etc. This is so for the sake of this exercise, I have given the market salary per month. Say, for example, HR team lead. There are people who are from Dubai, etc. You can consider them as dirhams, or and from India, you can consider them as rupees per month. Okay. So 25,000, 90,000, 75,000, 35,000, etc. Now you have point value, you have market salary. We will do a regression so that we can actually predict what should we be paying in our organization. Now you may ask, why should we do regression? Can't we just say if a position HR team lead is 220 points, I will just pay market salary. And when we say market salary, it's always the median data, 50th percentile. I will also talk about what is this percentile and 50th percentile. Okay. So this is a median data. And I'm sure most of you, because you're all tenured people, you must be understanding what is median data or a 50th percentile. Okay. Now, having said that, when you do regression, what happens? It actually then looks at not just position to position. So it looks at the entire data of market salary and all the positions you have and throws up a establish internal equity. Now, in order to do that, you have to calculate when you have to do regression two values, slope and intercept. Okay, simple. What you do, you actually have to go to formula, right? Then go to insert function and then, okay, intercept, say, okay. Now it is asking me known y's, known x's. Now, what are known y's and what are known x's? So always I talked about in regression, you have two variables. One is a dependent variable, dv, and the other is a independent variable. The dependent variable is always y because your Excel understands that, and independent variable is always x. So if you do vice versa, then you can go wrong, right? So be sure before you do the exercise, always mark them so that you are very clear about it. So now what will I do? I will select the data, done. Next. Okay. All right. So what is the intercept value? Minus 64426.4675 1. If you want, you can actually bring it to 2 decimal points as well, making it 4.7. All right. And even this one, making it as 5.7. We'll keep it like that. Now, what is the next value we have to calculate? Now, this is actually what? Intercept. Okay. What is the next value we have to calculate? Slope. Again, insert function. Go to slope. Go to OK. And then known wise. Then known axis. Okay. Then, okay. So what is the value? Anybody just read it out? 413.568. So you can just bring it to 2 places. You can look at it as 413.569. We can do it as 569. Then the other one, we can make it as minus 64426.468. Okay. Slope and intercept. Now, what is the formula to calculate what should I pay? Or it is also called pay line salary. Okay. For a HR team lead, what are you going to pay? So what is the formula? It's that, I don't know if you have studied in 10th or 12th, the formula for a straight line is what? AX plus B. So it is Y salary, pay line salary is equal to slope multiplied by point value plus intercept. If it is minus, then you will do minus. So how will you do that? Just see here. So I made it as 414 because of 5. We just rounded it as 414 multiplied by the point value. So which is what? Cell number C18 minus 64426. And then you drag it. Okay. Then what happens? You get your pay line salary. Now, if you were to do the same thing in a scatter graph, okay, this is, I showed you. Now, how will you do in a scatter graph? What you do? Okay, let me just. All right. I missed out one data, right? Stop sharing. So the same thing can be also done. I'll just do this. This much. Insert, scatter, go to that one, okay? And then click on any of this, then put a right, add a trend line. Now, if you can see, there is something called format, trend line, etc. Go to display equation, display R squared. Okay, since I have eliminated one data, now can you see that you have got this here as well? And there's one more way to do it. You can also go to quick layout and use this. Okay, so there are 3 ways to go about. You can either calculate by using the formula or use the chart and do the scatter graph and you will get it. Now you are seeing something like R square. What is R square? R square is called the regression. And what is the measure for regression? R square can be equal to 1 or less than 1. Okay. When your R square is 1 or 100, then what happens? It's a perfect regression. But typically what happens? It doesn't happen. That means, what is the percentage shown here? Can you see? Okay, let me just write this. Okay, what is this point? R square is how much? 0.99. You can also call it as 99%. The variance, you can explain that 99% of your market, of your pay line salary is dependent on the points of the position. Typically, you have to look at R square, which should be more than 85% or 90% above. Why? If it is not 85 to 90% above, that means there are other factors which are impacting your salary. Just change any number and you will see that there'll be a huge difference. Okay. Guys, I want you to now do this. Vilma, will you break them into two groups or one group? Vilma,
Two groups.
how many of them are there?
9. All of them are there.
9 of them. Okay. So you'll have 4 in one group and 5 in the other group.
Sure.
Okay. Now, what you need to do, you have already done job grading. Okay. Now, you have to first do this template. Please do only 4 degrees. Don't aspire for more. Only 4 degrees. Only take 4 compensable factors. I would actually recommend that use the same compensable factors and use the same degrees. Think them as degrees rather than grades. But then you will have to do weightages and you may also have to do some corrections in your descriptors. Once you do that, then you have to populate the plan. And only for 10 positions, you have to then calculate point values. Okay. I am there, Vilma is there, and we're going to help you in your group work. Okay. Done, guys? All right. Vilma, can you put them into groups? Then I will help them out. Great. So what we are going to do is a point plan. All right. So looking at those positions, if you recall, Vilma ma'am had sent about 20 positions for a manufacturing organization. We will identify, say, 4 compensable factors. So to be on the safer side, we can put education. Yeah, you can start typing education. We are doing a very, at a low level, so that education, compensable factors, yeah. Education, experience, then maybe you can also have a technical knowledge or product knowledge. Then decision making. Or I leave it to you if you want decision making or you want, no, we'll only stick to 4. We can also have span of control if you want. Instead of technical knowledge, you can do it as span of control. Okay? Done. And these are all the 4 compensable factors. Now, we are looking at 4 degrees of differentiation. So you can leave that D column because we'll do that for weightage. You can put as degree 1, 2, 3, and 4. Done. I hope the other group, other participants also looking at. Now depending, so we are looking at all those positions with the job descriptions which are there with us, the manufacturing organization. Based on that, since it's a mature organization also, so here we are looking at these 4 compensable factors and the life cycle of the organization. Say education could be 20 because we'll give more for experience, 20. Yeah. The weightage. Step 3 is weightage. Now we are doing weightage in the D column, 20. So you can put there as weightage because otherwise you'll forget. You may have to mail this to others as well. Next to factors, in the D column, you can put above that 20 weightage. Above that 20 weightage. Okay, right, great. So education is 20, experience can be 30. Then span of control say, because it has to be 100 and you can't give just one factor very high. So we will look at a span of control as say 25 and decision making 25. Okay.
I have a
How do you now? How do you arrive at these weightages? You won't like here. I just said, Mrs. Garg, you will actually create a compensation committee. Any process, especially nobody takes single-handedly decisions. Okay, so you have to form a committee, and they would actually look at their organization, the jobs, and decide what weightages should be given to which compensable factors. Even deciding on which compensable factors you need to take it as a consensus. Now, having done this, at a degree one, now you may have to increase the size of the cells, because you will not only write the points
Where is your sheet? I can't see your sheet. Are you working on it? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Which sheet you are talking about?
I can't see your sheet, your worksheet. Where is the worksheet?
Just a minute. I'm going to.
Someone can pull the internet is wrong. Okay, just pull the Excel sheet. If you had done the last week job evaluation sheet wherein you had the points, the weightages, if you have that sheet, just put it on the screen. Anyone? I think Niti has done. Niti, are you there? Niti? I can't hear anyone. Zaila, Smaran, Niti, Milhan, where are you?
I mean, here, but I can't. I mean, I'm really low on bandwidth because of
Acha,
very heavy rains. I'm not able to share anything or do
acha,
anything.
acha. Niti, you had the data, last week data. Can you share that? Niti, can you hear? What? Because someone has to share the Excel sheet. Anybody who can share the Excel sheet, share the blank sheet, then you can start.
Blank. Okay, blank sheet I can share.
Yeah.
Last.
Share the blank sheet.
Okay.
And then quickly, uh, uh, so, yes. Uh, Go to a blank sheet on the same, yeah. Because you don't have the previous sheet, so work out here. Put the factors. Last week we had done the factor. under factor, you write education, experience, span of control, and decision making.
Okay.
I have put on the WhatsApp. Have a look.
Mhm.
Hmm. Work experience, education. Education we have written. Span of control. Decision making. Then another heading, weightage. So these are your factors, right? So write factors at the top, factors, and against that you have to give the weightage. Total weightage is 100 points. So you have given 20, 30, 25, 25.
This
Weightage.
is 25, 25.
20, then 30, 20, 30, 25, 25. Total 100. Okay.
No, no. Oh, yes, it's 50 and 50. Okay.
Then put the degree. Degree 1, degree 2. So degree 1, degree 2, degree 3, degree 4. Okay. Because you don't have those JDs right in front of you right now.
Mhm.
So I'll just quickly tell human resource. Let's take human resource. Right at the top, human resource.
Yeah,
So this is degree 1.
degree 1.
Like right now you are doing the factor, giving factors for human resource. So
Okay.
at the top, write human resource so that you know that yes, it is for the human resource roles.
Yeah.
Human resource.
Okay.
HR. So let's take factory HR executive. So factory HR executive, what uh, uh, qualification you would give? Degree.
Here we can put BBA.
BBA. Yeah, BBA. Then BBA.
BBA required.
MBA plus certification. And fourth one. Or MBA. Fourth is for senior positions, leadership
Senior
positions. You
position.
can
Yeah.
put leadership, you know. Uh,
SHRM certification in
hmm,
itself,
hmm,
senior.
hmm, hmm. Executive programs, like leadership executive programs can also be added over there. Okay. Okay. Now give for experience, leadership executive programs. Then WorkX.
To
0 to 2, हाँ 2 years 4 years, हाँ ठीक है, हाँ ठीक है 0
no,
to
to
2,
3 would
हाँ entry level, हाँ 0
entry
to 3
level.
years,
0 to 6 we can
6 years,
mention.
then MBA,
6.
Others are Niti, Smaran, can you see the board?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So you can also please help him to put the numbers so that he can do it quickly. 7 to 10. Take it. Span of control. I see. I see. Team handling. Leadership. Lead the team, department.
What I can say, decision making.
Decision making. Moderate or, you know,
It'll be low, moderate,
low,
high, high.
low, moderate, high.
Is it fine? What is the next thing?
Just a minute, The next, you have now identified the first step is you have identified the compensable factors. Have you written a descriptor for that?
No.
Okay. So you have not written the descriptor. Okay, fine. Leave that. Step 2 is create 4 grades now. 1 being the highest, the lowest, and 4 highest. Okay. So now create the grades. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Next row. Then write short descriptor for each of the grade. Now here the function is HR. So for each grade, write a short, descriptor. Put it in a vertically. Grade 1. Sorry. Can you put it horizontally?
Okay.
This side. इसके नीचे. Below grade 1, put grade 2. Grade 2, then grade 3, then grade 4. Now write short descriptor. Grade 1 being the entry level. Know the basics, understands, and Basic knowledge, understanding, and follows orders and executes with minimal support. ठीक है? Basic knowledge, हाँ. Okay. Grade 2. Yeah, please tell
Yeah.
what should be there in grade 2. Next. Huh?
Mid-level?
Uh, what is the experience? 3 to? Experience range is 3 to?
Four,
Sorry,
4
4
to
to 6.
6. 4
Yeah.
to 6.
So with 4 to 6 of experience, he will execution and managing, the things at the mid level. He is able to manage complex things, right? And does the execution, end-to-end execution. Third, leads the role. Leads and guides the team and oversees the execution of the projects.
Okay.
Got it? So first is the entry level, follows.
Yeah.
Second,
You
execution.
can hear me?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
can I just look at till now what the work has been done?
Yeah, just
Okay.
they're putting the descriptors now.
1 second. Oh, 1 second. No. Can I just have a look at already they have done something? Education work span of great. Okay. Weightage 20, 30, 25. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees. Yes. They have also done the 0, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Here, you have to change the span of control. Under degree 1 also I see, degree 2 also I see. Now, if there is a role, then that person will get reduced. So you have to have something, maybe a small team. So
Small
you
team.
put it as small team. Okay. Then you can have large team. So depending on the responsibility, small team. Okay. Now this is great. Now you start doing the populating the points. 20 into 1. You have to actually increase the room size of your cell. And now room size of your cell. Smaran, increase the room size both in length and width also.
I'm not sharing because of the rains in Mumbai. I'm low on
No
battery.
worries, sharing. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Somebody has done it.
Nothing
Now,
worrying.
20 into 1, put the points and put it as red or green so that you know that these are the points. Okay. So under degree 1 for education, put that 20 into 1, 20. Okay. 20 into 2, 40. 20 into 3, 60. 20 into 4, 80. Next, workx. 30 into 1. 30 into 2, 60. 30 into 3, 90. 30 into 4, 120. Little bigger and different color so that you know exactly how, so that little your numbers can be a little bigger. It helps. Yeah, this is good. Now 25 into 1. 25. 25 into 2, 50. 25 into 3, 75. 25 into 4 is 100. Now, 25 into 1, decision making. We are at decision making. 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, you have your points. Now take 10 positions. No grades. You have to forget about that. Unlearn. No grades anymore. You have to write positions and to take 10 positions. I want you to do this. I know it's going to take time, but nevertheless, you should learn it. Take 10 positions, write positions. Cell number 15, you can write, or cell number 14, you can write positions and list 10 positions.
Cell number?
Cell number 14 or 15, no grades. You have to delete that.
Okay.
Ah. Yeah, just delete it. Now write. Now you think that you are taking 10 positions to evaluate. You are taking 10 positions to evaluate the worth or the value of the job, because these 10 positions have to be, given salaries. What do I need to pay? So just write positions and write all the positions from where. Wilma has given you certain job descriptions. Pick
I
up
put
from
on the
there.
chat. I put it on the chat.
Okay.
Pick up
So
from there.
pick up from there 10 positions, not on your own somewhere.
Okay.
These 10 positions have to be from those, because you have readily available job descriptions.
Let me just keep telling you two from each of the.
Which chat?
Yeah,
Which
two
chat?
from
Okay.
any.
Same meeting chat when you put it?
Yes,
Or
yes.
where?
Take two from each. So I'll just read out. You can, then check. Project management first is.
Just use one so that I can just tell them, then I'll go back to that other group and see what they're doing. Project?
Project management, we have service delivery leader, project manager, project lead, project engineer.
ठीक
Which
है.
one you want?
Project manager लगा लो. Yeah,
Project
you can put a
manager.
project manager. Okay, service. What is it?
Service delivery leader.
Manager. Leader.
Service
ठीक है.
delivery leader, then project
All right.
manager.
Yeah.
ठीक
No,
है?
we will just stick to this. I will now all of you think that you have gone through the job description of a service delivery leader. Okay. Now we are evaluating the job. Okay, with the help of the job description, also having a good understanding of the job. All of you are the compensation committee leaders. So you are looking at your template. Can you just scroll down so that education also can be seen? Little scroll down. Ah, great. Now we are looking at service delivery job description, and say in education, probably he needs a degree 3, that is MBA certification, or MBA plus this. Where would you look at it? We are hypothetically looking at it. 3 or 4?
Actually, we
Huh?
put it for HR.
You tell me, 3 or 4? Where will you say? 3 or 4? Degree 3 or degree 4? You take a call. The group takes a call. Service delivery leader. Okay, we'll take a call. 60
I think
or
yes,
80?
service delivery 3 is okay.
Leader. Or 80?
80.
80?
Leader.
Huh? 80. Okay. So now you write your compensable factors also horizontally. Above, in cell 14, you write in the cell 14 under C column, education, experience, span of control, decision making, 4 compensable factors. Now write what points you have given for each of those 4 compensable factors. Then you can put the total points. Okay, it becomes easier then. Done? Okay. So you have put how many? 80. Put there 80. Experience, say for example, is 7 to 10. And just so, okay, you want to give 120. Done. Span of control.
So for service, definitely high.
Depending on his complexity, responsibility,
100,
etc.,
100,
you are
100.
giving for that compensable factor, you are
It should
giving
be
points.
100.
Okay.
It should be
100.
100. Yeah.
Decision making,
That
100.
should also
So
be 100.
total, okay, total point value for this job. 100 plus 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay. Now next will you do? I'm going to the other group. Now I'm sure you got a sense of how to do.
Yes.
Huh? But
we can have a combination of different points. Yeah, it need not be
that is
degree
the
4.
beauty of the
Yes,
point
yes,
plan. Why will you
different
have a
points.
combination? Requirement of that compensable factor, does it need at a degree 1, degree 2? You don't have to go everything horizontally or vertically. You can pick and choose. Got it? But how will you pick and choose? Where does it come from? It depends on
Job description.
the responsibility. Okay, done. So I'm going to the other group. All right, guys, done. So 10 jobs, quickly.
Okay. Anyone can read the job JD, whatever.
Yes, yes, yes.
So project manager is
Project manager. See, project manager is responsible for end-to-end project management and sets the project.
okay.
Medium to high complexities. Troubleshooting. Span of control is 40. He is handling 40 FTs.
40 means large team.
Hmm.
You can put it in here. 60
Project manager mid.
yeah, third degree.
Third degree. Third degree. Experience 90. Span of control 75. Decision making 75. ठीक है.
Next position, ma'am.
Finance.
Yeah.
Finance manager. Finance manager and general manager. Finance manager, general manager, FND. Let's first list out the positions, है ना? Then you can keep putting the numbers. Then after this, human resource, you can write factory HR executive, HR factory executive, manager plant HR,
Manager plant HR.
प्लांट एचआर, हाँ मैनेजर प्लांट एचआर. हो गया? कितने हो गए? 1 2 3 4 5 6 हो गए. Then you have infrastructure. You can write manager IT infrastructure. Yeah. And head IT infrastructure. Then you can have quality. In quality, you
QA or QC. QA or QC.
quality analyst, junior most role, quality analyst and quality manager. Quality analyst लिख दीजिए. Because
Quality manager.
हाँ, quality manager and quality analyst is a role. Otherwise तो department हो गया ना, quality assurance. हाँ, तो वो भी QA लिखते. Quality manager, QA manager actually, हाँ, QA manager and QA analyst. So analyst is the junior most, not junior most, second junior, and quality manager. ठीक है. Now you can start putting the points.
Finance manager is I think.
Can you enlarge the numbers? Make it a little bigger? Too small. Make the font size 14. ठीक है. ऊपर भी 14 कर दीजिए.
Okay. Is it fine now? GM 5, GM 5 space.
Then HR factory. $20, $30, $25. डिसीजन मेकिंग तो कुछ है ही नहीं, फैक्ट्री एचआर एग्जीक्यूटिव का कुछ होगा?
नो, अभी तो मैंने 25 लेके चल रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, ठीक है, मिनिमम.
Yes. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yeah, so this is now done, right? So you have already done this now. Now, what was ma'am instructions before you entered the room? What was the question she had given?
You have to plot the graph.
Plot the graph. Now, how to do plotting of the graph? Did she show you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you
Yeah, now they are done, so you can tell them exactly.
so you will do that
Okay,
x and y. X is your slope, y is
great,
your this.
great, good. So now, without ensuring that what you need to do is sorting, I want you all to do the hierarchy of your point plan so that, 400, then 300, then, so ensure that you are doing the sorting properly. In the next, keep this column and now have just down below in cell number 26. Bring those, copy those positions down, and now have only positions and total point plan. And when you're doing the total point plan, have your highest to lowest. Do that. But ensure that you are keeping. Yeah. Are there 10 positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. Yeah. Can you just put them into a hierarchy or a ranking order? Vilma, can you help them? Okay, somebody's doing it already. Take.
Hmm. So they have to plot it right now, right? Sort by position or total. What position? ठीक है.
Highest to lowest.
Then we can take the total like
Points, highest to lowest points, total, or values.
Yeah, the total point value is highest to
ठीक
lowest.
है, ठीक है, ठीक है, got it.
Or even this way is fine. Absolutely fine.
Fine,
Fine.
it is okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now give it, this is total points. So give it X right there, X. This is X. So now you know HR factory executive is the lowest job, and those other jobs with 400 points are the higher jobs. Okay. Now, I want you to, Vilma, if you help them,
Yeah.
just give them a market data. Say, for example, by and large, we are now actually learning the technique. So, lower the points, have a market data which is lower, and higher the points, like between GM Finance, Head IT, Service Delivery, since they have all 400 points, you could have, depending on the critical, whether IT is critical or a service delivery leader is critical, maybe, little difference. Okay. So market data per month you could have what
per month or yeah,
per month. It's the same per month or per annum. It becomes easier for you per month. Okay.
Per month.
The
25,000
people
कर दीजिए,
enjoying
start
it,
with
treat it as
25,000,
jobs.
25,000, 30,000.
So can
Or
I go to
adding.
the other room?
Yeah.
Because they are also here with this market data only. I'll just quickly go there.
30, 40.
finance manager is little higher.
Finance manager 50. 300 points. अच्छा ठीक है. अच्छा this is market data. Okay, this is not our data, market data. Okay. This is an assumption data, so you can put any. There's nothing right or wrong to it.
Okay. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yeah. Hmm. Then now you got the market data and you have your job points. Now, what next?
Calculate the slope and the intercept.
Go to insert. Huh. Milhan, Niti, Smaran, Zaiza, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, we are.
Is he doing correctly? Are you on the same page?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now you got the slope and the intercept. Okay. Now what next?
Formula, we need to put here formula. So can you for K lines? I forget that formula.
Hmm?
Guys, you can.
It's slope into market data
Slope into market
equal,
data. Yes.
Okay.
equal slope into
To
218.79. Yeah.
0.75 into,
Into 25,000
okay,
minus 4425.
minus. This value is in minus only. So should I put?
Yeah. So it's keep it as minus. Yeah. 4425.
So X is your independent.
No,
X
no, no.
is your job points.
No. Then it will become plus. Don't. I mean,
Keep it
you have to
negative.
keep it minus. Yeah.
Minus
Keep it
only.
negative.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
No,
Yeah.
something went wrong.
First, you write the formula here. Here in one of the rows, you write the formula and then use that.
Slope into
X.
X. X or Y?
It's y is equal to mx plus c. M is the slope. X is the gradient plus the intercept. So it should be, it should be the point.
Point. X.
Y
Right?
is
Yeah,
your
X.
independent variable. Dependent
Yeah, so
variable, right? Salary.
Y is your
Okay.
dependent variable. So y is equal to mx plus c. M is the gradient slope into x, which is the point, plus c. C is the intercept.
Intercept.
So we might have to make a small change in that formula that you have already repeated. So instead of multiplying it by the market data, we have to multiply it by x. T. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, now it came, I think. What's the formula you have put? Can you write down the formula here, little bigger, in one of the columns? Okay, here you have written, na? Slope, x is equal to 1. Okay.
Slope
And you have to say slope.
into minus
X minus C. Yeah, minus C. X minus C. C intercept. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. The pay line. See.
Yes, sir. What next?
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can go to insert and draw the pay line.
Well, well,
You can go
pay
to
line, this column. This column is pay line. Hello?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now you have the pay line now. So how will you plot it? Did ma'am show you how to plot it?
Guide me well. Anyone can detail.
X and market. Select X and market data, and then go to insert X values and the market data.
Okay, 4.
Yeah. And go to
Okay.
insert.
Go to insert and create scatter graph and then pay line.
Yeah. You can click on the recommended charts or click on the scatter point. Yeah. Click on the recommended chart. It will show you.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. Click on the recommended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then go to quick layout. Go to quick layout.
Left side at the top below home, there's quick layout.
Left side.
Yeah.
Left side. Left
On
side
the
of the
top
screen.
menu. On the menu.
Menu bar. Menu bar. Below home.
Second point. Below home. Yeah. Yeah. Click that.
See, you'll see number of charts, which is best suited.
Click on the 9th one. Third
1,
row.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Third row,
9,
third
9,
one.
9, 9.
Yeah. Third row, third one.
No. This is 11.
Row 3.
Beside that, right. Yes. Perfect. ठीक है. Got it?
Value is same to find it.
So, which are the points below your pay line? Which are those job points?
How we can correlate? I mean, okay. R square equals to 0.9 means data is almost right. Correct?
So this is the figure which you have got, R square. That is, you have to use it to, increase your salary by that number. So which are your points which are below the pay line? See, just click on the dot. Which is this? No. Click on the right click on the dot.
Okay.
Format data series. Okay, you have to also label it. You right now you haven't labeled. Like it's showing access title. You have to label it also to make it more clear.
Add data label.
Hmm. Data label. Yes. So you can add here. On the X title, you can click and make the change. Access title. So right. Those are what your
Points.
job points. Job points, huh? Point plan, job points. Huh? And there you write the market, the salary. Market data rather. So see at 25,000. Which salary is 25,000? HR factory. And the one which is 30,000 is below.
Yes.
So your QA analyst is below the point, below the pay line. See the above points. Pay line is 39 and your salary is 30. So it is below the pay line.
So we can do here the market corrections.
Yeah. So when you do the market correction, you can use that 0.95 to, increase the salary to the next with that number of data points. Market corrections, yeah. The market is less by, so your factory executive is less by 75.
High.
Less.
Yes, less.
Less. Then the others, which you have marked in yellow, they are also less. So your two salaries, manager IT infra and HR factory executive, they are getting higher than the pay line, right?
Yes.
Even manager plant HR. And so those which are minus, they are above the pay line. The rest are below the pay line. So now basis that you can, see what internal salaries you have, and how much you can increase. By 25th percentile or 50 or 75. That is the next benchmarking part.
Okay.
Right now, just to show you the, how it looks. Because see, this data, market data, right now, what you have done is random data, right?
Random data.
But when you actually do the salary benchmarking, you have to use your competitors' data. So you have to use at least 10 to 12 competitor data from where you're losing your people and where you are getting your people, and who are your competitors in the similar business line with similar business size and revenues, right? So
Correct.
looking into that, you have to look into their salary data. And not only one data point, but you have to, for each of the position, at least you have to have 20, 25 data points from different sources. Otherwise, it will be biased. So you can't rely only on one or two data. So you have to take data from salary.com, from PayScale, from sixfigure.com, from job portals, right? Because companies will not share their data, right? That is done by large organizations like Mercer and all, who do annual survey where they ask people to participate and share their data, which is a long, cumbersome thing. And then you buy reports from them. So that is one way. But if you want to do it yourself, yes, you can do it very much by using your competitor data through open platforms and through job portals and talking to, couple of people who are on those job roles.
Correct.
Then you take out the 25th, 50th, and 75th and 100th percentile and see where your market position is, where your company stands. That will give you the market position. Once you have
So
the
this
data.
pay line,
So when
I
your
have a
data,
question.
yes, then you will get a data like this pay line. So once
Yeah,
you've
so the
got the
pay
market
line, is
data,
it a straight line?
yes,
Is that the straight line?
yes.
Yeah, but when you try to plot the straight line, it's not a straight line. If you try to I tried plotting it myself. If you just select all the values from 17,450 to 83,075, maybe there are, because the values are repeating, probably because of that, because it's like a
I think
Kaizen.
Same data.
Yeah, maybe because
same data.
yeah,
Yes,
because
yes,
it's the
yes.
same data.
Yeah. So just quickly, just slightly change the data. Make slight changes. 61, 62, 63, 64, make it.
But pay line is again not changing. Why?
The pay line will be
Because
a straight line.
because you have hard coded the values 287, 218.75. Yeah. So you select F40 instead of hard coding 2.8175.
Yeah.
Which one? Could you repeat again?
Yeah,
In place
can you
of
go to cell E29? Go to cell E29.
E29. Yes.
Yeah, pay line E29.
E29.
Okay, here, yeah, remove 2.218.75.
Okay, I'll remove it.
Yeah, just delete that
Then
and select F39.
S39.
F39. Yeah, and put dollar signs there.
This one?
So yeah, select that one and
Where are we?
click on F4.
Where are we?
F4.
Huh? Where are
Press
we?
F4.
They had done the pay line.
Let me
So
see.
just see
F4.
what
Yeah,
they
that
have
was
done.
one second. Huh? Let me see.
And
1 second. 100 to take care. And this one.
no,
So
before
the
the F,
formula
before
is slope multiplied by point value plus intercept. But if it is minus, then you will be minus. Okay. So pay line is, yeah, 17450, 39. That, no, don't write that as market correction. No. This is just the pay line. This is what the salary they have to pay based at a 50th percentile. This is 50th percentile.
No.
Market date is also 50th percentile. This is
So-
also 50th percentile. Okay?
Yes, sir. Class में.
Yeah. I think good work done. Have you
Sir,
also
अभी
shown
मैं कर रहा हूँ.
two other ways of doing this? Did they
Nirmala?
intercept? Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know that this is 50th percentile?
No. This is market data when you're collecting. This is 50th percentile. Okay.
This is assumption.
Median
This is
data.
assumption.
Median data.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
even when you're doing this pay line, this is 50th percentile. Now, if you want to do higher, then you can make it into, you can position, not all jobs you want to have them 75th percentile or 80th percentile, right? So you will say, hey, there are my critical positions based on the supply and demand. I will give them, 75th percentile that way. Then you will extrapolate them to 75th percentile. Got it? This is 50th percentile. The pay line as you get it is 50th percentile. But if you want all your jobs to be at higher, 10%, 15%, 20% more, then you can increase it depending on your pay philosophy, depending on your pay policy, whether you want to lead, lag, or be on par. So as of now, this is your 50th percentile.
So
Got
you
it?
are saying that whenever you're
Ah.
drawing a pay line, it should be done on the 50th percentile market data.
Yeah, this is your 50th percentile. Like, for example, if you actually select X data and pay line data, your line will be just straight. Got it? If you if you select and do a scatter graph, it will be straight. So every point is every job on that line is all median data or 50th percentile data. Okay. So the pay line cuts across in the sense that it's a median, 50th percentile median data. I want to show them quickly the other graph which they can do. You showed them the calculation, right, Vilma?
Yeah.
Huh? Did you show them quick layout also?
No. Yeah, quick layout. They're at the top, na?
वो जो quick layout दिखा दिया?
Yeah.
Scatter graph में scroll down and do
Yeah,
what? R square and all that? Huh?
आप
Yeah,
एक
I
बार
can.
फिर से दिखा दो, आप एक बार फिर से दिखा दो.
Then दिखा दिया ना? Okay, I'll just show the other one. Okay.
Now, after
Okay,
that,
guys,
what do you need to do?
if you can hide, select X and Y data, that is market data, and who is monitoring this? No label, just done. Now insert.
Only this one. Okay.
Now insert.
ऊपर जाइए.
Insert. Next, insert. Now there is charts. Right. Okay. Click on that. Click. Okay. Click on that. Now, if you click on the chart title, can you see that there is something called add chart element quick layout? Can you see under home?
Under
in
home.
your ribbon.
Yeah.
Under home. Click on that and go to this one FX. Can you see? Click on that. Layout 9. This is one
We have
way
already
of.
added that.
We have
This
already
data
added.
will be, this data should be similar to this. That's one. Then also you can do the scatter graph. That is just the scatter graph at trend line, you'll get it. Today we are not going to do, you can go back, Vilma will send you data analytics tool you can use, but that's going to take another 18 to 20 minutes. That typically I show it for HR analytics. That is also another shortcut. When you use the data analytics tool, at one go, you can actually click on regression. It will not only give you the slope and intercept, but it will also calculate for you predicted salaries. Okay.
They can do it. I think most of them have the tool pack on their Excel because it is already.
Boss, we have to do salary survey. That
No.
They
They can do it at their own.
Yeah, on their own. Okay, I think they can take a break and come back. You can close the breakout rooms because once they come out, and then I will teach them how to then convert this into grades. Okay, how do we then convert? Now these are points. So how do we convert into ranges and grades?
Has everybody understood? Any doubts?
Yes.
You can close the breakouts and
so
then
I'm
they
closing
can
now. The other room is done.
They have done, yeah.
Okay,
10 minutes break. You can close it and they give a 10-minute break.
Okay, fine.
Then they can come back to the main hall. Let me see where they are. I'll go to this.
I've closed.
Yeah, good. Okay. So we can tell them to take a break and come back. But at least thank God they have done this. Good. That group also have done a good job.
Mhm.
This also have done a good job. Nice. At least they understood the technique, no? That's important.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Everybody back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Nirmala?
Only Madam Nirmala is not there.
Okay. So a break time has been given for 10 minutes. So we'll be back by 4:30. Okay.
Okay.
Then we'll start with
Okay.
the salary banding. Huh? Nirmala, I have given a break time. They will join
Okay,
at
sure.
4:30.
So everybody's gone?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. No time.
Fine, fine. So at what time are they back?
Yes, Chanel is asking for data analytics from Excel. What's that?
Where is Chanel? Is she here right away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Chanel. You put up your. Can you show me your Excel? I can then just tell you, then guide you. Can you
Oh no, I don't.
share
I
the
don't
screen?
have it.
You
No,
don't have it.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I will tell you orally, but Wilma also will send you a note. It's very simple. What you need to do when you go back, when you're working on your laptop, go to Excel. Then you have in the right corner file, right? Home. If you click on that, it will show you add options. Okay. Then that will again open into another menu, which will say data analytics tool. Just click on that, go, and then that will be installed on your Excel. Okay. And then you click there, then it will show a window which shows mini statistical analysis. Then you can click on regression. And once you click on regression, it will again say, ask you input, y-axis, x-axis. You want it on output, you want it on a new page, same page. It's very simple. So, in fact, I can send you by evening.
Can I share? Can I share it?
Or if you have a screen,
I'll share
why
it.
don't you? Yeah, that will be more convenient.
I'll just
Right
show
away.
it since she
Yeah.
is there right now. I'll show
Yes,
it to her.
that's what. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it's very inconvenient. Absolutely. Yeah, you'll. In fact, data ke saath dikha do. Wilma? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that will be more convenient. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
you'll understand better.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm getting a good education in India. This is great. Said I'm getting a good education. You guys in India. This.
Can you see the screen?
Meritt has shared the screen.
Yeah.
Great.
So you go to home like this. You click here.
Can you see the cursor of Wilma?
Can you see? Rose?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can
So
see.
let me just say. This was my page. Okay. I need a data analysis. Now the data analysis will show here. Can you see my cursor? Here? Left side?
Yes.
So your data analysis, once it's uploaded, it will show over here. Now I don't have it, so it is blank. Now I want to have it on my screen. So what I do, here I go to file. This page will come. Okay. Then you go to
Niche, options.
options. Where is
Niche, scroll down. I can see account and options.
Yeah, here is option. Yeah.
Click.
Options. Now you see,
Yeah.
you got these formula data. Yeah. Now I have to
Add-ins.
add in. Right now it is not in my Excel. So I have to add in. So you go to add in. Okay. Once I go to add in, I'll see lot of add in tools over here on my dash. So what I need which one?
Not a VBA, but analysis tool pack.
Analysis tool pack. This is right. Analysis tool pack. So I click here. I'll go to here. analysis tool.
What's Excel add-ins?
Excel add-in, right? Manage Excel add-ins, analysis tool pack, Excel add-ins, go. I will have all this on my. Now, these are the things which are added in my add-in. So what I want is analysis tool pack. So it is already marked. So see,
Okay.
I have to mark it and say okay.
Okay.
Once I have done this, then I go to data.
Data.
When I go to data, I see my data analysis tool pack here. So once I click it, see, you will get all those regression,
all these things you can do.
Anything. You don't need to do it. Put formulas. Everything is there inbuilt. You just click on your data, set of data, click descriptive analytics. You will get it. You want to do correlation, you will get it. You want to do regression, which is there.
Now click on regression. Now it will open. So you have to put your data, input Y range, input X range, put your labels.
Right.
Confidence is always
so
95%.
Now I don't have any data. For example, this is the data.
No, you must have two sets of data. Points भी चाहिए, points भी चाहिए, X data, Y data.
ठीक है. अब ये data है मेरा. ठीक है.
Boss, ये बिल्कुल it will be going out of the window here. The data you are showing. इसको 400 कर दो कम से कम.
इसको?
That X को. Because point should be lesser, na?
Sorry. अच्छा points है ना ये तो okay.
X is always points, so it can't be in thousands. ठीक है. Now you reduce that number and put this. Yeah. Just change of 200 or 100 and somewhere something.
Okay.
Good enough. At least for.
Okay. So now.
But all the values have the same data, so it might not even show something, na? My data may all of them are 6, 7, 8, 9. Change some of them.
5, 6,
You
0.
need to have low data also, right?
0.
Yeah.
200. 250. 350.
350. Yeah. 150. Don't have to have it in descending and all. It will take care. Yeah. 68 को 100 बना दो. Don't put 68. Put 100. Okay. Yeah. Now change the salary data. Why?
This is your
Let it
points. Job points. And this is your salary. Market. Your own salary. What? This is market salary, right?
Market salary.
Yeah.
Market salary, yes.
Okay. Now, what do I do?
No, change some points here.
Market.
Change some points. Change some points. Yeah. कम करते जाना. Reduce them, huh? Okay, great.
That's fine.
Huh? Now, you do this.
No. You don't have to select data. You just have to go to data analytics, analysis, regression.
Regression is already here.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Y range.
And Y range. Great. Select the data. एक छोड़ दिया. You left one.
Cancel. Y. Okay.
Is the market salary always Y?
Okay. Yeah, market is always Y. It's a dependent variable. Okay, new work. Yeah. Now put residuals and spread standard residuals also. Okay, and okay. So you get your R square here, you get your multiple R, which is correlation.
Summary output.
Okay. Adjusted R is when you have a multiple regression you're doing. Got it? And you have your slope intercept. X value is your slope. And you have your...
Where it got lost?
It didn't get lost. It must have got
Drag your
somewhere.
cursor left.
It's on the left
Downside
side.
cursor left.
Yeah.
Oh.
हाँ.
Wait, I'll do it.
इसको थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर दो. It will come off.
हाँ, वो मैंने हटा दिया ना.
हाँ.
What does all this mean?
What does all this mean? So typically when you do this output,
Yeah, good question.
you only have to worry about your summary output in terms of regression statistics. Don't have to worry so much about your ANOVA and your residual output here and your p-value, because p-value should always here, if you see, now your multiple R is a correlation. Say for example, whatever data Vilma has put, correlation. What is the correlation between your X and Y? It is 0.77. Correlation is anything between what? 1 plus to 1 minus. So that means here is a positive correlation of 0.77, which is a high correlation. Good. What is your R square? 0.60, 60%. That means it is 60% of the variance of your salary is dependent on the point plan. 40% is dependent on maybe supply, demand, economic conditions, other factors. Okay. But a very good R square is anything more than 80. That means then your data is very good. Adjusted R square is used only when you do multiple regression. We are doing here linear regression. Okay. Now your observations are 12. You can forget about this ANOVA. Now you have your intercept value here, which you typically calculate, right? Your X variable 1, that is the slope value. And these are the predicted salaries, predicted by which you have done it using a formula there, using your function formula, which comes here directly. The residuals are whatever is plus minus, which is suggested more than the market. It just brings it out here. Okay, Chanel? Are you
Okay, a
there?
little bit. Yeah.
Nirmala, you said it should be 0.80, right? Then it
Which
is
one?
Yeah.
R square should be always, 75 to 80% or 0.80, 0.85, more than that.
Here it is 0.56. That means?
No. Adjusted R square is for multiple regression. I'm talking about R square, which is 0.60.
So is it good or
R
bad?
square. So R square measured, so the measure is 1. Anything less than 1, that means, so how does it get explained? That means that 60% of your dependent variable variance is dependent on the point plan. So 40% points, 40% still hai. So those 40% is dependent on other factors. So if there are some jobs which have market is dynamic, supply demand situation. So you may not have, in that kind of a situation, if the industry is in that kind of a situation, you may not have everything dependent on point plan only, because you may have to pay based on the supply demand and other factors, keeping into consideration, maybe it's a very, very critical skill, etc., etc. Got it? That's how you evaluate them. So right now, as for your assumption, whatever data you put, it shows here R square is 0.60. That means 60% of the variance is explained through your points. Hey guys, can anybody share the screen, whatever you have done? Now, so you calculated the slope and intercept and you have got the pay line. All right. Now, I will take this and explain to you all. Now, you have got the pay line, which is actually a 50th. Okay. Now, for HR factory executive, if you are paying 17,450, this is an absolute figure. Okay. Now, this guy is going to stay for in that level, if he has to stay in the next year and the next year, 2-3 years. So you have to create what we call it as range, salary range. Now, how will you create the salary range? Typically, what happens, a salary range is created by looking at the positions. So for low positions, you add plus minus 10 to 15%. Okay. Why? Because the complexity of the job is not much. So the tenuity is not much. So you are creating a 10 to 15% spread width. So you add for 17,450 plus minus 10%. For higher jobs, say for example, a finance manager or manager, you can create a range between 20 to 35%. It becomes a little more bigger. The spread becomes a little more bigger. So you're creating a salary range. For say for top positions, your spread is much bigger. That is the width, 30 to 40%. So say for example, around a service delivery leader, you're creating a range from the pay line. The pay line becomes your midpoint. Okay. So 30 plus and 30 minus. Okay. Plus minus. So minimum will become minus 30% and maximum will become plus 30. So that's how you're creating salary ranges. Okay. What is the salary range? It has a minimum and a maximum. Why should you have a salary range? For the position progress. So that he gets what? Every year he gets a, pay progression, it's called. Haider was asking me a question, pay progression. So it's very, very important to have, because then if you don't have a salary range, how will a person progress in that range? How will he progress in that grade? Okay, got it? Just give me a thumbs up. I'm going to the next one now. Now, most of the organizations pay salary if they're using a point plan. They will pay salary as per the point plan. And how will you pay benefits? If you have to pay for every point plan benefits, it becomes cumbersome. You convert them into grades. Okay. Now, how will you convert grades? There are two methods to convert into grades. Now there are only 10 positions, right? I hope all the people are there, because this is a very important thing. I hope everybody is in. Huh? Okay. There could be 30 positions, 40 positions. But here we are only taking this data, what we have here on our screen. There are 10 positions. What is the minimum? What is the job with the minimum points? 100. And what is the job with the maximum points? 400. So what will I do? I will say, hey, at every cutoff of 50 points or 100 points, I'll create a grade. That is one way of creating. So that means 100 to 200. So 100 to 150 or 200, I will say grade 1. 200 to the next grade, I will increase by 50 points. Say 200 to 350, I'll have another grade. Then 350 to say, I will increase it by 350. Maybe for grade 2, grade 3, I will have only 150. Then the difference will be again 200. Why am I increasing the number of points? Because as you keep growing up, going higher, higher the ladder, the person has to spend more years in that grade, because the job becomes complex. At a lower level, it is only about owning skills, certain things. So your promotions are faster. But at a higher level, the promotions are slow. That means the stay period in a particular grade is longer. So if you don't create a salary range wide enough, then where will you go? So you have to create wider ranges in the middle and the top, as in compared to low. So therefore, the point cutoffs will be higher. It's one way. Second way, if you talk about cluster analysis, I said, you are going to group jobs. Say, for example, I'll say, hey, this HR factory executive, then maybe even QA analyst, I'll put them in one grade, because typically they don't have managerial, etc., etc. So I will group them into one. This is the natural way of making grades. Then I will look at, not I in the sense compensation committee. Then I will look at finance manager, plant manager, project manager. They are similar jobs, though they are of different functions, but yes, their responsibilities, their complexity, etc., almost the same. So they will be in one grade. Then again, I'll say, okay, service delivery leader, head infra, GM finance, I'll put them into another grade. So that's how I'll create. But having said that, I will definitely take into consideration, especially at the cutoff stages, is this job Should it go into the lower grade or a higher grade? And what is the criteria? Depending on the leadership or the managerial responsibilities. Okay, that's how we actually do. Now, you may say, but there are only 10 positions, so 100, 200. But today there are only 10 positions. But maybe you will have more positions there, right? So you are only creating a grade structure, but you are not saying, okay, there are only 2 positions. I will have only for 2 positions this. Structure is created as you keep growing, as you keep recruiting more people, as you do the job evaluation with 150 maybe, then he will be again into the grade work. Now, why are grades very important? Because you pay salaries through point plan, but you will administer benefits through grades. Grade 1, eligible for this benefit, eligible for travel benefit with this much of cap, this. So you are actually then ensuring that as per the grade, benefits are executed. Clear, guys? Just give me a thumbs
How do
up.
you know how many?
Yeah.
How
tell me.
many? How do you know how many grades you should have?
Yes. How do you know how many grades you should have? Again, I come back to that question in terms of your lowest job and the highest job and the complexity. So typically here, only for exercise purposes, breakout activity of just 10 jobs. Ideally, what do? At least 70 to 80% of the jobs, you do job evaluation, you'll have all the points. So they may be ranging from 100 to 1,000 points. Okay. Then what you will do, you will get a cutoff 50, 100, 150. Okay. Now, depending on your complexity, jobs from 100 to 150 or 200 can be put into one grade. So ideally, they will be under 5 grades or 6 grades. But if it is an organization where you want to have a narrow banding, then you will say, hey, because the jobs, are very stable. Like, for example, government organizations, banks, or say, for example, manufacturing organizations. The job really does not change much. So you want to have narrow banding. So you will create then smaller cuts, say 50 or just 100, and you keep having, more number of grades. Okay. So that's a decision which is taken by the top management. Are you with me? Or the core compensation committee. Got it, Cheryl? Okay.
I have one question.
Sure. Milhan? Yeah.
So,
Either?
yeah.
Yeah.
Milhan. So my question is, now we are assuming that the weightages are same regardless of the job family. We are assuming that the creativity for HR is weighted at 25% versus, say, project management is also the same. But in a practical scenario, we can change, we can play with the compensable factor weightages based on the job families, right?
So when your job families are very diverse, okay? For example, if you are a multi-industry, under the same conglomerate, and you want a organization-wide scale structure, organization-wide pay scale structure, like you mentioned about, you are taking all your positions, benchmarking them with the market. Okay. When I say benchmarking, we are coming to that exercise of matching them with the market, and you are arriving at, but you are also taking common compensable factors. But if your organization is very diverse, then you will then take a call on saying that, hey, this BU, like you said, energy sector, it is possible that you want to have 1 or 2 different compensable factors with different weightages. So obviously, then you will have a different set of compensable factors. That's one. Or you will delete them and say, hey, fine, I will give premium. I will give some, because I don't want to disturb my organization-wide pay scale structure. So I will give them premium amount of allowances. You're with me? I don't know whether you're with me or not. Huh?
Yes.
It's a call which the top management has to take. In fact, oil and gas, there are certain positions, or energy sector. But having said that, you can't pay the same salary because the market is paying higher, and they are also high demand.
Yes.
So you need to look at, hey, whether these, so you will lose talent otherwise, right? But at the same
Yes.
time, you want to maintain a stability. So one is standardization and other is customization. Got it?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can also have a
And-
hybrid. Got it?
Okay. So
Okay.
when we convert these points into grades, we can still include all these position types and come up with a common grading mechanism, right? Regardless of the
Absolutely,
comprehensive, the
absolutely.
compensable. Yeah.
It is not as simple as what we have done here. Lot of work goes in, iterations are there, because if you rate a job lesser point plan, he will come back and tell you, hey, because everybody wants money, no, everybody wants to know, hey, my point should be higher. So there is a lot of rigor and discipline in it. It starts with that questionnaire itself, where you will, there's a lot of thought in it. Very, very critical.
Okay.
No, it's not
Yeah,
as
and
simple
I
as.
also,
Yeah.
yes,
say
I also have
something.
a question with regard to payline. Also, thanks for the answer for the first question. The second question I have is regard to the payline. Now, we are assuming that the salary market data is directly proportional to the points, but in a practical scenario, it might be the case, right? It might not be a straight line, because, for example, HR manager versus, let's say, project manager. Now, we are assuming both are on the same point level, 400, 400. But in terms of the salary, HR manager could be getting, let's say, 20,000, whereas the project manager could get 40,000. So when we change those, play with those numbers, we are assuming, in this exercise, we are assuming as the points increase, so does the salaries. But there could be two people, same points, but two different market data, right? So in that case, straight line would not be
It won't be.
applicable.
It
Yeah.
won't be. Absolutely. So there are 2, 3 scenarios. One could be because of the market context, because supply demand, so that salary is high. Okay. So you are actually keeping market data, which necessarily does not keep increasing as per the point line. Okay. So who is sharing this screen? Who is sharing the screen?
Tiwari.
Okay. Can you just click on any job point and I will just show you. On the chart title, on that chart title, just click on that blue position. Click on that blue position, any blue point. Go to the right click now. Right click. Right click. Okay, add trend line. Go to add trend line now. Now, just add trend line. Okay. Click. Now, just see here. Exponential, linear, logarithmic, polynomial. Okay. So, if your data looks, you could also, instead of using a linear trend line, you could use a exponential one. Got it?
Yeah. So
because
usually we
your
use
jobs are
exponential.
such that low jobs are different than high jobs. So you can actually use an exponential trend line.
Yeah. So usually what
Which
I
will
do is I
connect
have
all
two.
your jobs, not necessarily it has to get. Got it?
Yeah. So in that case, ideal scenario should be like we should plot two graphs, one linear and one exponential, and look at the R squared, whichever is closer to one, we take that.
In fact, in that kind of a desire of data, you can make out. So when you do an exponential data, your R square will become very different. When you do a linear trend data, because all your job points will be somewhere. See, the best thing is to look at how are these job points positioned on the chart. I always believe in a visual graph. If they're very tight and they're all closer, that means, hey, it's great, the market data, right? But if the market data is a little different, so then you will have to use another line, not a linear trend line. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
How
Okay,
about
guys.
if we have outliers?
Outliers.
If we have outliers.
I won't touch the market outliers, how to do that data, because that's a little advanced, and when I show the data only I'll tell. But I'm only talking about your outliers, your internal outliers. Got it?
Yes.
Your internal outliers, your data shows that when you're doing this data, one could be very, very low, one could be very, very high, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go back and see, hey, this guy low, was he recruited at a much lesser salary and there was no market correction internally, and therefore he still continues to be? right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you will, depending on your his performance, will you make it up, which will come to next session, comp ratios. Okay.
Okay.
Comp ratios is also one way of looking at if he's at a very low comp ratio, that means he's a low outlier. And high comp ratio is also a high outlier. So that means you brought him more than the midpoint salary and then you made him an outlier.
What's the
Okay.
outlier?
So I'm going to come to that when I'm going to teach comp ratio. Okay, Channel? I'll show
Okay.
data and show you that. Fine? Okay. I will just respond.
Okay.
Okay. Outlier is somebody, Channel, who, say, for example, Channel, you are in a particular grade, particular salary range. Okay. Your range could be from minimum to maximum. Got it? So if you are a outlier, low outlier, that means you are very, very low on the salary with respect to the salary range. Who is the high outlier? Say, for example, there are 10 people, just like Chanel, working in the same role. One is getting $10,000, one is getting $15,000, one is getting $20,000, and one is getting $50,000. Chanel is getting $50,000. Chanel is an outlier because she's getting way out $50,000. Are you with me?
I'm following you. Yep.
High, way above. Okay.
Okay.
And when I actually collect data, this outliers actually skew the data then. So there are ways which we will do now when we do the external equity or market pricing. Got it? I hope everybody is in sync. Okay, let's do the market data now, guys. Okay.
In some companies, I've seen like the grade levels are from say level 1 to 4, example. So the fresher can, sometimes it is L4, and in some other organization it's L1. So how does that affects? Is there any
You are saying
understanding behind
somebody is
that?
at L4 and one can also be in L1.
Yes. My point is, say suppose if we have an executive level, okay, in that experience is same, okay, but the salary component or category is different. Say L2 and L4 is same positions, but different companies. They are getting same salaries. But my point is, how does they identify these L1, L2, L3, L4 categories in same position?
In same positions. See what happened. So you've asked me a question where you've kept it as, just position, same position, experience. But there are other variables which can add on to it. For example, level of, not just experience. Maybe I'm assuming they could be in different verticals. Okay. Different verticals with different kind of requirements. So what you are just giving me is one standard. People with same experience, are titles maybe also different, because if you are saying L2 and L4, are these two titles the same?
Yes.
So here, I'll need more data to respond to this, Nitin. But definitely, I think I will explain to you, because you have given me very limited data. You are saying, there are two people with the same titles, but doing the same job, absolutely inequity then, but getting different salaries, right?
Yes.
One getting higher salary because he's in higher grade, and one is getting lower salary because he's in
Low salary
lower
because of
grade.
his lower grade.
But you are saying they're doing the same job.
Same job, right?
Now it depends on that particular organization, what kind of a grading system they have, right? What have they done and how have they done? Like, for example, okay, I can give you a very small example. Say, for example, there is an organization, Infosys. It typically positions itself at a 65th percentile, okay? Because it's a service-based organization, says I will take people, entry-level people. And as I keep going, so that means what? the midpoint is based on that 65th percentile. They will create a salary range on that. They will have grade system on that. But say, for example, a Google or an Apple, it will position itself at a 95th percentile. Okay? That means what?
Okay.
Their midpoint, median is 95th percentile, and they will create a range. Now, they may have 3 grades. Just for example, they're having L1, L2, L3. No, even Infosys is having L1, L2, L3. Now, the L2 guy here will have much lower salary as in compared to an L2 guy who's working in Google or so, because they have positioned themselves at a much higher percentile. So their salary ranges are different. I'll actually draw and show you when I'm doing the Excel. So just pass this, keep it for a while. When I'm going through that external equity, I'll probably it will take care of, or I will then explain you further. Okay, Nathan?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll just quickly take 5 minutes to explain the Hay guide chart. I'm sure most of you have heard of the Hay method. Have you?
No.
Okay. So typically, when you look at a salary survey, okay, there's all this introduction. So can you read this? This report consists of 65
Yes.
benchmarked positions from how many companies'
Yeah.
data? 25
25.
employees. Okay, 65 benchmarked positions. So when I say benchmark positions, positions which can be identified in the market or which can be there in your organization, because I can't compare a job for which I cannot have a match in the market. Got it? That is important. So when I say benchmark positions, what do? When you have a report, you need to look at a job description first of all, and then typically whether it's Mercer or Hay or whatever, when you're buying a report, you also get a job description of that particular job. So you have to match it. Project manager, does it match with my project manager? Sometimes the title may be the same, but your project manager is only doing 2 projects or 3 projects, but the data or the salary which is showing for this project manager, which is in the report, he is actually managing 15 projects or 20 projects. So the title may be the same, but the description varies. So you have to take into consideration when you're looking at a report specifically that whether there is a job match. That's called job match. Okay. Now, next you have to look at, so typically, all this is, in a report, you get everything. You typically go straight to, these are called your benchmark positions. Say, for example, what are those benchmark positions? Consulting, non-consulting, marketing, admin, finance, quality, etc. These are your benchmark positions. Who are the employers from which the data has been collected? These are the employers. Now, why is it important to look at employers? Say, for example, you are an IT company and I am looking at data for my positions. Okay. But then there is also a company which makes, say, chips. Chips is a very niche kind of an industry. They pay very high salaries. So it's not a match with the participants. Then the data can be different. Or even if you are a chip company and you want to compare, so it's very, very important to see, are these participants typically my peer industry or different? That's very important, because only then you'll be able to then match your jobs with the benchmark jobs. Okay. Both of them have been done. Then you typically, what data comes, like say a decile, a quarter, median, quartile, decile. So typically it talks in terms of percentile. What is percentile, guys? Anybody? Rose must be knowing. When we look at data, market data and all, we talk about salary, we say percentile. What is, I pay, my organization pays at 75th percentile. What does it mean? Quick. What does it mean?
That's
We are at the higher
that's
end.
paying.
The organization pays at the higher end of the salary
Okay,
compared
very
to
simple.
other orgs.
Very simple. 75th percentile means 75% of the companies which are showing data are paying what? Lesser than what you're paying. 25% of the companies which are showing in the data are paying more than yours. Got it? If I say 80th percentile, I pay at 80th percentile. 80% of the companies are paying lesser. 20% of the companies are paying more. Got it?
So,
now the data can be also divided into percentiles, then quartiles. How many quartiles can it be divided? 4 quartiles.
4.
No, 4 quartiles. First quartile, second quartile, third, and the fourth quartile. It can also be divided into deciles. That means 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The consultants, when they come, they'll say, hey, Chanel, you are at 76P, 8D, huh? and 3Q to confuse you. It's actually saying you are in this quartile, in this decile, and in this percentile. Okay. So the data you look
Isn't
at typically, tell me.
Isn't everything always measured from the median? So when you say 75th percentile, isn't it 70%, 75% away or more than the median?
So median is always what? 50th percentile. Median data is always 50th percentile. And what is the formula for median? You actually put your, okay, before this, let me actually show you percentile and then I'll come back here because you have to understand the percentile very clearly. 1 second, guys. Okay. Now, say for example, I am a software developing company, a startup. Okay. And I'm saying I have to recruit software engineers. Please listen carefully. I want to recruit software engineers at an entry level. Got it? And I want to recruit them at what percentile? Say at a 90th percentile. You as an HR manager, how will you go about? I'm a startup. I'm going to recruit. I want to go into business. I have to recruit software engineers. And what? At an entry level, I want to pay all these software engineers 90th percentile because it's a highly technical and I want good people. So I want to pay the best 90th percentile of the market. What will you do? Either what will you do? Or Nitin or anybody? I'm not asking. Huh? How will you go about it? Smaran, I'll ask Smaran. Smaran, how will you? He's actually doing a lot of recruitment. Smaran, tell me.
In this case, what you do is you will have to have an idea of what the companies are paying. So basically, how I look at it is I look at it. So when we hire in terms of percentile or in terms of the higher range, right? So what we do is what are the skill set that person is able to bring onto the table, right? And the second thing and the most critical part is the domain knowledge.
No,
So
but how
is
will you know how much to pay? I said I'm positioning myself at 90th percentile.
so
First of
basically
all,
what
90th percentile, how will you establish what is that
so
quantified amount?
so basically what we do is we would look at the competitor data. Say we have looked at 25 people, say 25
Okay.
people across 6 organizations. Then we have broken down their salaries, and even the salary, then we also break it down into skill set, and then we also break it down into what type of engineering college they come in from. So then we plot it against it, saying that okay, in company A these are tier 1, this is the skill set, so these are getting paid. So if we need to hire from this, that means I need to, if they are my 70th percentile in currently, that means I would have to pay an X and premium of X plus on this. So which would mean that I would have to bring them onto the 90th percentile.
Okay. Okay. Now just for the participants, okay, from yourself. All right. So you gave me another dimension. All right. Now I'm saying for people from premium, I want to pay 90th percentile, and people from tier 2 or tier 3, I want to pay only 75th percentile. Got it? Okay. Now what will I do? I'll first of all collect market data. Say, for example, I've collected market data from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Q. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 companies. All peer companies who are actually recruiting or employing software developers doing similar work. I've collected data. What have I collected? What are they paying? Market data. What are they paying for a software developer? Okay, doing similar job per month. Okay, this is market data. Is this very clear? Step 1, this is clear? This
Yes.
C row, market data. Okay, now when I collect market data, I have to convert this into, can I use it like this? No, I have to convert it into a percentile. How do I convert it into percentile? Simple. What will I do? Formula, insert function, and then, why is this here? Cancel. Okay. So, okay, let me insert function and go to percent rank. Okay. What is it asking for? Array and X. All right. So what is array? Entire data. All right. What is X? Anybody who has done Excel and all that?
Your percentile, what percentile you want to get them onto?
Exactly. Say, for example, 1 second. So if I want to know at a 75th percentile, say okay. Where is it? Got pushed into the server somewhere. Okay. Second. In fact, if you want to use, let me just cancel this. You can use straight away. We'll go to percentile only. Okay.
There's a function called percentile
1 second. Yeah.
INC.
I'll just cancel 1 second now. I'm so sorry. I thought I'll first teach you the percent rank. It's very simple. Okay. Insert function. I can use the percentile first. Okay. All right. Okay. So I want to know, I want to pay the 90th percentile and I want to know what is the salary I need to pay. So array. This will get again. Let me just, why is it showing? Yeah. Cancel. Again, it's getting something happening. Okay. Insert function. Go to percentile. Okay. Click array. Select this. C6 to C8. And then K. 90th percentile. 0.9. Okay. Okay. So how much is the salary? 2, 3, 4, 0.
2,400, yeah.
It's got messed up here. Wait 1 second. I'll just undo it. If I say cancel, what will happen? Stop sharing and it just got messed up. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So simple insert function. Yeah. Chanel. I think it was you was not able to get it. Okay. Insert function percentile. Okay. Array. Put the array and whatever percentile you want. If I want a 75th percentile, put 0.75 and it will give you a value. Okay. 21,500. All right. And when you put a percent rank, it will give you the ranks. So according to this data, which is the highest and which is the lowest? 0 is the lowest. That's the right range. And 1 is the highest. So let us go back to that. Stop sharing.
Ma'am, how do you calculate the percent rank? Can you please tell us again?
Okay. Which one?
Please tell us how to, no, not percentile, the percent rank.
Yeah. Okay.
And ma'am, this is a market data which you were showing, right? Can it be possible if in another column you show the, suppose the actual salary, you can put any random figures. And from there, can you show the percentile how you wanted to do? Because in our organization, we also do the, internal percentiles. And then we also do the benchmarking with the market percentiles.
Okay.
So,
okay. Okay.
and then we take out the differentiators also. And
Absolutely.
from differentiator, we do the regression median, and then we create the salary structure.
Sure. Sure. So what I will show you with the little time we have, I will show you one. First, I'll show you the data so that you have a good understanding of a report, first of all. And then, one second. Let me first show you the data so that you understand this. And then I will show you with whatever you asked me, a little more data, because I don't want to do it too much of hypothetical data. We're just putting some numbers. Okay. Now, typically, a report looks like this with, say, for example, you have this data. Okay. Now, you have those 25 employers and you have collected salary data. And when I say total guaranteed cash, you have to also check from the report, what does total guaranteed cash comprise of? Base salary plus what else? Because what happens sometimes, if you are comparing your total guaranteed cash with total cost to the company, it will become very, very different. So whenever you are looking at a report, check what has been incorporated, what components have been incorporated. If you are checking total guaranteed cash, then you need to have the same components when you are checking it. Okay. Now, having said that, now total guaranteed cash means typically it is base salary, which is guaranteed cash. Okay. Now, we will look at a senior vice president. You have also matched senior vice president. Okay. Now, the data which has been collected from 25 companies, they don't show you individual data of every company. Now, what I showed you, they will actually put all the data of senior vice president data, then they will convert it into a percentile. So when you collate and analyze the data, it gets converted into percentile format. So if you have seen a report, it will give you 10th percentile, typically 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile, and 90th percentile. Okay. So these are your data points. Got it? Now, you want to know your senior vice president or director who matches with this position. Very easy. So how will you look at it? What will you do? Anybody who's using the data? Maybe Chanel, are you using data? How will you look at the data? How will you interpret this data? Where are you? At what percentile are you in the market?
We're at the 25 percentile. So that's what I would look at.
So typically what we do is we don't look at one individual and then just see, hey, that entire salary. No. What we will do is, if there are 5 people or 6 people in this position, we will look at again the median data or the midpoint data of that salary range, because you may be having senior vice president in a particular salary range. They may be 5 people, 6 people. So you're going to take the median data of that particular position and check with where am I? Is it at a 10th percentile? So you're going to look at, supposing that data shows you are at this, 20,004.5.2. So where are you? At a 25th percentile. If it reflects this value, 2,640.7, actually you could call it as millions. Okay. Are you here? Are you here? So you decide, are you here? Now, say for example, your senior vice president salary is showing that you are at a 25th percentile. Okay. Now, would you like to increase it to 50th or a 75th? It depends on what kind of a pay philosophy or compensation philosophy you have. Say, for example, your senior vice president is a critical position, and it's very difficult to attract such kind of candidates. Then you'll say, hey, I want him because the critical position at a 90th percentile. So what you will do is you will then make a market correction and push that salary range to 90th percentile. That means that midpoint of that salary range will become your 90th percentile. Are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Just
Your midpoint for that position is your 90th percentile. Like Google and all, their midpoint or median data will reflect 90th percentile of the market. Whereas somebody else may say, hey, I will have only 75th percentile. That means of the market, which will become their midpoint. Or if I have a policy like a lag policy, I want to pay less. So then I might stick to 25th percentile and say, hey, I want my midpoint will be only 25th percentile of the market. So it all depends on your pay philosophy, pay policy and compensation philosophy. Now, what are the factors which matter to this pay philosophy and pay policy? Your own industry, your competition, your business model, your critical position, your supply and demand. Because I may not want to pay everybody 90th percentile. I may pay only 1% or 2%. For example, a company like Amazon, I may say, for me, these supply chain people are very, very critical. Logistic people are very, very critical. So maybe those positions I would like to pay them very high. 80th percentile, 98th percentile of the market, procurement guys. Other guys say maybe sales, I'll do that. Maybe HR, finance, because they are support and they're, I don't want the key kind of people. Supply is more. I will lag. I may pay about 30th or 40th percentile. But say, for example, I'm an HR consulting organization. For me, key competencies in HR people are very, very critical from premium, and I want the best of people from the market. So I'll say, so for HR consulting, I will obviously pay very high percentile. In PwC, in Deloitte, etc., where accountancy, where chartered accountants are very, very critical, I may pay very high. So depending on the niche skills required and the niche talent required, you will position yourself, because not all jobs are required of the same salary. You don't want to pay everybody the same salary. Are you with me? That's how you actually run a business and your budgets.